YouTube? This is Youth Music TV. Today I want to talk to you about the brand new album called Abandoned from Defeater. Abandoned is the fourth studio album, the first for Epitaph Records from the band, and is probably the most aggressive since their first album, Travels. However, the concept of this album still remains the same as it has been for the past three records. It's 1940s after World War II, and this time it's focusing around a priest that's begging for forgiveness from God. The downfall of this is that the story never really seems to go anywhere. It just sits in the same exact spot as it seems like it just hasn't moved from any of the albums really. Sure, it changed the point of view perspective of it. Before it was based on a troubled family and two brothers, now it's based on a priest. But it just never really goes anywhere. It's like a TV series that sits season after season waiting for something else to happen, and nothing really happens. Can you think of any shows that do that? Vocalist Derek Archambault really doesn't use his full vocal capabilities in this record. We've heard what he can really do as far as change up, like he can sing really good. And he really doesn't sing at all on this record except for a song called Borrowed in Blue, which you can almost barely even call that singing. Like somewhat like a yell sing. I don't know, like a Ollie Sykes singing. In other tracks, he kind of reminds me of like newer works from Austin Carlisle. Not that I'm the biggest fan of that, really. That in the throat, just yell that he just does throughout this entire record. It really sounds a lot like Austin Carlisle. It was brought to my attention really mainly in tracks Divination and Penance are the two that I believe it really sounds like them. So if you're a fan of Austin Carlisle, you'll probably like those two songs. I understand that it's a concept album, but can you please stop repeating the same lines and verses so many damn times in a row? He does it says the same line like 6 times in a row in like 5 different songs. And some of the songs is the same line. It's please God forgive me, for I am a sinner, I believe is what it says. And it's in like about 4 or 5 songs. Opening the second track, Unanswered, and let's see what else. Remorse, and then the closing track as well. It all says the same line. It gets really old, and it's enough to drive you fucking crazy by the end of this record. But as far as the instrumentals, they're very, very well worked. They're almost like post-rock music. So anybody who's a fan of post-rock, I would actually highly recommend you checking out this album, because it works very well. It's very slow, steady, and almost relaxing. The entire record is like this. It only has very few actual instrumental aggressive parts. The drumming is slow and steady, but it's very well worked throughout every song. The build-up track, the first song, the drumming in the bridge of that is just excellent. It shows his full capability as a drummer. The bass just flows so perfectly in this. And also the lead guitar, it works so well. My personal favorite on this with the lead guitar is Atonement. It's a beautiful track, just despite the yelling over top of it. It really, the yelling really just killed this record for me. Best tracks on this record, I'd have to say, like I just said before, Atonement for its great instrumentals, and I'd say Remorse, because despite his rough vocals on this record, I really enjoy the lyrics to that song. Very catchy, and it gets stuck in your head. The worst songs I'd have to say are December 1943 and Pillar of Salt, as these just seem to be notably pointless songs in my opinion. They repeat the same lines from the other songs. The story doesn't progress any further as the last track. It just sits still. Overall, I think I'm going to have to give this album a 2.5, 3 out of 5. Just based off, I understand it's a concept album, but the story was weak, and the vocals just pretty much saturated this album with, I don't know, it just made it really just draw out. It wasn't really attention catching, and I just think this album would have been a lot better as an instrumental. I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out the album. It just came out today on Epitaph Records. Hit that like and subscribe button, and leave a comment Let me know if you've checked out the album yet, and let me know your thoughts and if you agree, or even if you disagree. I like everybody's opinion. This is just simply mine. I'll see you next time, guys.